Okay, let's, without further ado, let's get him out onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Park! That's the intent. Oh, so you just gotta hold it. Yeah, just gotta hold it further up. Okay. Sorry.
I didn't realize it was as loud as that.
We forgot your entrance music, so you brought it with you. We got a Q&A mic right there. I'm gonna start us off with some stuff to get us rolling. And your phones are already out. It's almost like you're anticipating something.
How is everyone doing?
How many of you never been to a Ray Park Q&A before? Oh,
wow.
Oh, they're in trouble, Ray. Let me start.
Just be prepared. You're going to do 20 push-ups by the end of the session.
Okay. Has everybody seen Solo? Everybody seen Solo? So we can talk about Solo? You know what I'm talking about?
Who hasn't seen Solo? Just go, who's seen Solo? Woo! And who hasn't seen Solo?
You're disappointed in yourselves, from what it sounds like. All right. So, yeah. So you're back. You're back in the world of Star Wars. Before you came back to Star Wars, we had a little movie called The Force Awakens with a new guy with a red lightsaber, a fancy red lightsaber named Kylo Ren. What do you think? What do you think about this guy who's I think in a lot of ways following in your footsteps as the new guy with a red lightsaber?
Well, he's following Vader's, isn't he? Really? It's his granddad, isn't it? Vader.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm to me, Vader was before me, growing up with New Hope and Empire and Return of the Jedi. Growing up with Star Wars, and I wanted to be a Jedi, but of course, Han Solo was my favorite character. And what kid didn't want to have a lightsaber? And so I didn't think in a million years I'm going to be asked to be the main bad dude with the double-bladed lightsaber in Phantom Menace when I was 22. So I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky, and kids find it cool. I thought everyone would be running away from me, but they actually really dig Darth Maul. So I feel it feels good, and it's nice to see that Star Wars continues. And there's more movies being made, and the animated series, and possibly a TV show. So go Star Wars!
Well, I've got to ask you popped up there at the end of Solo, and what was it like getting that call of, hey, we need you to come and stand up and turn on a lightsaber again? How early did you know, or was it really close to the end and getting the movie out?
Well, it wasn't, hey, I'm not picking on you, but it wasn't, hey, I know that's how you think it, but it wasn't coming to turn on a lightsaber again. But it was like, I got a call from Lucasfilm, and it was like, Ray, they want you back, would you consider it? And I went, yes, of course. I'm shaving my hair, when do you need me? I'm in Guatemala, I'll get on a plane now. And I was sworn to secrecy over the phone, and I said, can I tell my wife, because she's standing right here? And Lynn Hale said, no. Oh, so if I can't tell my wife, I can't tell my kids, and I can't tell my kids, I can't tell my mum and dad. So we kept it a secret, and I kept it a secret at home, didn't tell my kids. I mean, we talked in sort of jest at home. My wife knew it, and I got off the phone, and she said, so, she knew who I was talking to. She goes, so, tell me, and I went, and I said, that's the happy dance. She said, no. And I said, when was the last time I did the happy dance? Remember 20 years ago? And so we didn't say it because we were in a hotel in Guatemala for a show like this, and I hadn't appeared yet, and we were there the day before, and that was the best call I ever had, apart from my wife calling me twice and said she was pregnant with our kids.
Aww.
So it was really good. There was a good buzz. It was good. I couldn't wait to get back home and get in my gym. I'm training at 3 a.m. I would call the executive producer, Simon Emmanuel, and I would tell him, hey, am I doing any lightsaber stuff? Am I fighting? Am I doing something? He goes, no, it's just dialogue, just you sitting there. Well, I'm still practicing all my lightsaber stuff, just in case. And after a couple of weeks, I would text him at 3 a.m. my time. He goes, look, Ray, get to bed, get some sleep. But I was so excited, and it was a great feeling. Like when I was younger, I used to train for competition. And so my goals day to day, week to week, month to month were for competition. And then when you get a movie job, your goals, you're not competing anymore, but your goals change. So your training changes for movies. And so my training has changed over the years for film. And more kickboxing and incorporating gymnastics, and it's evolved and it's changed over the years how things become trendy and not trendy. But I've still kept to my wushu, my traditional arts, and that's one thing that keeps me grounded in a sense of martial art grounded. And so it was really nice to practice stuff in a different way, because I can pick up a lightsaber and do stuff, and you drop it and that, but there's basic stuff that I can always do because I've done it 1,000 times when I was competing. I've got scars and bruises to prove it, but it was fun to actually do it for solo.
Ray, speaking of picking up a lightsaber.
Did I just set myself up there?
I've got one here.
Oh, cool.
So, I feel like I should probably learn from an expert. How do you actually wield one of these things?
I don't know, I'll make it up as I go along. Don't know, you got a longer handle, you sure you're going to handle that one? Let's see.
Yeah.
Right, so we all know how to be a Jedi, yeah? We know how to pretend, just going to yeah? We all know how to do that. You know how to do this? I want to start off the stage. Your turn.
That I didn't expect. So, the difference between wielding a lightsaber and doing wushu sword work.
Okay, we need some space. So you want to stand in, I'll stand this side?
All right.
Right, so in wushu, also most martial arts, you practice basic strokes. If it's fencing, you're practicing the simple strokes. So in straight sword, or broadsword, you have the inside-outside swing, or cuts. If you have a spear coming towards you, you block. The spear's coming to the outside, you block, and then you come back. But to make it showy for movies, we do the whole.
Okay.
Alright, there you go, stand over here.
I'm going to stand right here.
So let's face the audience. Let's face the audience. So your chest is facing to the side. Watch your goolies. And watch your bum. Yeah, you don't want to go like that. But you got to stick your chest out.
Okay.
You point your sword.
Okay.
You drop it into the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Let it drop. Bring it over the top. Point it again. To the outside. Watch your bum. Alright, you're blocking and then point again.
I feel like I'm doing Heaven 6.
So it's 1, 2. But you can loosen your grip. There you go. Ooh. Nice. Yeah! You see what he did there? He went into a classic Jedi pose. Even though he's got a red lightsaber, do not trust a Jedi with a real lightsaber. Nice! What else can you do? Show me.
You know what? I really should have rehearsed this.
What about some inside? There's all technical terms. I know all the Chinese versions of it. What about the inside?
Yeah, see? Then I get into trouble.
It's a little tricky with a microphone in your hand.
Yeah, with a microphone in your hand and a suit jacket on.
What about this? We do a little choreography. Light. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, this is more like fencing because we're using one hand.
Yeah.
So if I was to go right, left, right, yeah, and over the top. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Do that. It's nice and simple. We haven't choreographed this, as you can tell.
Yeah.
But everyone can play with a lightsaber with fun and safety.
I'm also a fencer, so.
Remember, you're not going to go, ah! That's not what we do in movie fighting. We make it look real when we just block at last minute. On the other top. There you go. Do not try to sneak up on me!
All right.
Saw that there, he was like, yeah, try you now!
All right, was that fun?
Yeah, man, you're good. Thank you. What's your background? Because you went up into a nice little tiger crane there.
A lot of Jeet Kune Do stuff. A lot of cheating off of everybody else's homework.
There you go.
Some savate, some, other kickboxing stuff, some stage combat, some other things that are really boring to everybody in this room who's not here to see me.
No, but wasn't it good? You could see that the intensity and spirit. fire, man.
Yeah, Three
Well,
Musketeers.
I'm going to go and sit and have a cup of tea. You show the floor. You have a little demo.
All right, let's cut these things off.
Can you do double?
Huh?
Can you do two?
No. Oh no.
This one's a lot heavier. This is heavy. Try this one. Watch yourself. You're right hand. Just make it up. Let's go.
Guide me, master.
Right, so here, your right hand is over to the right side. You're going to go there, go in, drop, draw. There you go. Unfixed circle. That's it. There you go, keep going.
Just a screen of sticks.
This one's a bit heavy.
Yeah, I'm used to rattan sticks that are like half this length.
Pretty good, man.
Again, this is very important.
Well, that's it of Dual Darth Maul. See you, everybody. It's been a great Saturday.
I almost dropped one there. Whoever had it is very, very silky. Silky. I bet you wear leather gloves. Whoever owns that wears leather gloves when they play with it. Is that yours? Come up on stage.
Yeah, get up here.
Oh!
Here, hey, look, I got something for you. Which one is this? This one?
The
This
heavy
is
one.
yours, yeah.
Is that yours? Come up on stage.
Whose is this?
Tonight, you're
Come on,
around
come on.
the sick
Come on.
table.
Yeah, just come on up. Come on. Come on up. See, this is what happens when you volunteer and help people out, and all of a sudden I need some cool props. See, you didn't realize you were volunteering for this. I knew this was coming. All right.
I get you do a little bit. Right, so you go first. You go a little bit. Right, just give me a little in. And then post. Do anything you want, but as long as the post is.
Please don't destroy our signage. Please don't destroy our signage. That's the only thing I ask. There we go. Chop him in half. Oh! Too soon? No, not too soon. All right, it's your turn. Here, Ray, let's sign these for these lovely people. Sign them. Yeah, sign them. Come on, get over here. Don't be afraid. I mean, you've already faced off with him. What else can we lose?
I'll sign the blade, yeah? Yes. Do you have a black?
Anybody have a black
Do I have a
Sharpie?
black Sharpie?
I got a black one.
We've also, I got a
And I signed the Sharpie too.
paint pen. Here we go. Black, here we go. As long as he can still play with it, he says. Just as long as I can still play with it. He doesn't want to get ink on his hands. This one says, oh, as long as we get his DNA on it. A little bit creepy. A little bit creepy. But it's a con, it's okay. Let's hear it.
Cameras ready? Fly over that side.
Let's hear it for our volunteers. You all have a very particular set of skills in the force. All right, we got some audience members right here lined up to ask questions. Let's turn it right over to you. Because I'm sweating my shirt off, so. Yeah, that was a nice little workout there, yeah. Hey, I bet I can not kick you in the face. No, tailoring these trousers cost way too much to ruin them. I'm okay, Ray. You didn't kick me in the face. I'm good.
Magic jeans.
All right, you're a Dragon Ball fan, so this question better be over 9,000.
Well, all right, first one's from my wife who couldn't be here. And she's super interested in all the makeup, of course, being Darth Maul. How long did it take to get it on and get it sweat off? And I mean, what was that like?
So I get questions and it always seems like, wow, how long did it, it was a hard thing to put on.
Well, to include in that, did it change when you came back for solo as opposed to when you had it in episode 1?
It was different because it's 20 years later. But for episode 1, it took about 2 or 3 hours. Paul England, the makeup artist, would sponge the red on, then pencil in the tattoo, and then brush it in with paint. Took about, sometimes I'd go home with black on my face. Because we finished filming so late, I was coming back in 4 hours anyway, so it was just a case of just leave the mascara on. I'd be David Bowie for a while, and then go back to set. So it wasn't short, it was good. It was only when I was on X-Men that I had green coming out of my pores for about 3 months later. So that's a little different. But Solo was a different process because Darth Maul's gone through so much, and if you watch Clone Wars and Rebels, Clone Wars, he's been through so much suffering and pain, and it's scarred. So if you see it, tattoos change colour over time. So that's what it's supposed to be. He was beaten up a little bit, so that's why it looks a little bit different. I still shaved my hair, which was good. It was nice to. I didn't get a shaving rash this time on my head, as I did before. I knew how to look after myself properly. I used the right stuff, so it was good. It was a good, interesting. Because when I was 22, I just shaved my hair. But it was a whole, make sure you get warm, use aftercare, and I know it's silly, but it does work. So it was really, so for Solo it took a little bit longer, about 4 hours. But we were taking our time. It was a big deal, so it was fun. And that 3 or 4 hours sitting there was awesome. I loved it. You're talking to everyone, you've got music on, you're telling stories, and stories of 20 years ago when you first did it, and then you're remembering stories of sitting in a chair, and I've said this, every show I do, I remember new stories. It's like I didn't think when I was doing Phantom Menace I'd going to be sitting here 20 years later talking about how long the makeup took or how long the fights took. I was just in the moment. So it's nice to remember all of those memories, and I appreciate you guys showing support for the character because it's kept him alive. So thank you.
And that's from my wife. But just from me personally, I'm just curious your thoughts on Darth Maul. They had there's the show spinoff. There's a comic book series, that was really good, a really great read. And how do you feel how that character's kind of taken off on his own? He's kind of developed his own sort of world, I guess you could say.
I think because of the undiscovered stuff that happened in Phantom Menace, you only saw a bit of what I did. I was in a peak of my performance for 22 years old then, just finished competing. But the character has developed over the years. So it's nice to see that in comic books and nice to see it in the animated show and stuff, so I like it. I'm not going to complain, I'm back as Maul, so.
Yeah, I think I speak for all of us that, when we lost you tragically at the end of episode 1, we were like, but that guy was cool. What else with that guy? It's really wonderful to have gotten this additional backstory.
And that's the thing, because I wasn't here in America for the release of Phantom Menace in '99. So I didn't see the build-up of the advertising. The advertising in the UK was different than it was here. And so I was portrayed as this new villain, face was everywhere, on bus stops, I'm sure, and billboards, and then to have that sort of cut in half, so to speak. It was like, everyone's like, what? You know, so I honestly thought I'd be back in episode 2 and 3, because movie magic can happen in Star Wars, and it didn't happen. And so when the comic books came out with Marvel and the Clone Wars, the seed was planted. Even though I didn't know it was going to happen, but I was wishing and suspecting. I was like, this could happen. And I remember looking at the comic book and go, what, Marvel's released this? Wait a minute. And so I got really excited. So something in the back of my mind was already percolating. And then when I got that phone call, it was unexpected, but it was like, I'm glad I worked hard for those few years, and I'm continuing to, you know, I see some of my wushu friends and they don't train as much. I'm still training like I was 22 again. So I still enjoy it, it's my passion, you know, and I want to keep on doing it until my body gives up, you know, so I enjoy it. So if I get a call saying, hey, we want you for the next 20 years, you can't do anything else but be more, I'll be like, yes.
So just to let you guys know, so we started a little bit late. We had a bunch of crazy fun clown stuff that we did that I hope was enjoyable for everybody. So we've got a little over 5 minutes left. Do you guys think we can, yeah, it's been going like crazy, but I think we can just like lightning round blast through as many of you as we can. You think we can do it?
Is anyone else in after us?
Well, we got the cosplay contest, so there's set up for that.
I'm sorry guys, I got here a little late because I wanted to finish everyone. We goof around and we have fun.
Yeah, but everybody's having a great time, right? In all of the Q&As that we've gone to, have you experienced anything like what we did today? Yeah, I didn't think so.
We were talking yesterday, we were going over a pre, and I said, look, I got to take it easy, I got some stuff coming up, I got to save my body, got some injuries, and that's when he went, I wasn't expecting that, you know, because I was just like, I said, you know me, I'll get on stage and just go at it, you know, and that's what I do. My body doesn't hurt until I get back to the hotel and go, where's that Stella? I need a whiskey.
All right, let's go. Let's see how many people we can get through.
If you had the opportunity to fight as Maul again, how would you think that you would change his fighting style, especially now with his legs?
Good question, because when I was in Solo, I got handed a new lightsaber, and as Maul has developed, I've developed over the years, and if I was to come back to Snake Eyes, I'd be a better Snake Eyes than I was for Retaliation. Even though I was a lot younger, but I feel as a person, I'm a better person, different mindset, and it was really nice to be very disciplined for Solo. Like I spent quite a few months being very disciplined. No cheese sandwiches at night, no tomato soup and toasted grilled cheese sandwiches and crackers. And so I really enjoyed that journey, and so I would really like to do it again for more or Snake Eyes. But the fighting style would change, and I noticed that when I was doing the photo shoot for Maul with the new robot legs, whereas I wanted to be like, you know, like the old Darth Maul, but then I became more grounded. And that's why if you've seen some of the pictures, I was different. I was more, he's grounded and he's not going, yeah, come on. You know, it's more like, you know, like the old...
He has a very different center of gravity
It's
now.
a different center of gravity now, and I kind of didn't think about it, didn't plan it, it just became part of me. It's like, Darth Maul's been part of me since I was 22, so it's... And Snake Eyes lives with me in my bed every day. He's a character that I go to the gym and go, Snake Eyes, climb the rope, Snake Eyes. You know? When I'm destroying something, like Darth Maul.
So with those new metal legs, do you see yourself maybe doing some more Muay Thai kind of stuff? Like some
I
really
haven't-
hard tornado kicks or
I
something?
haven't thought about that. I know my lightsaber style will be different. There'll still be flourishes and there'll be more. There's stuff that I want to do in Phantom Menace that I haven't done yet. And so I've been playing around, and especially with a sickle kind of handle, there's stuff I would do with that. That would be an added weapon. Just because it's not a blade, I would do it. I'm not going to give too much away because I'm going to give someone else ideas.
But suffice to say,
But I would
you've
change
given
it.
it a lot of thought.
Even when I was standing there doing my dialogue in Solo, I thought, 10 years, I thought about the whole style of what I could do. As soon as I hold a weapon, it comes to me. It's like, oh. And I was holding it and go, oh, I want to try this, I want to try that, I want to do this. And so that's why I like, if you give me a katana on one of your lightsabers, every lightsaber has a different story, has a different feel to it, a different balance, and your style changes with it. And I truly believe that in the olden days, the samurai had their own weapon, and it was their own, it would hum to them. Don't you believe that? Like Lord of the Rings? I'm a big kid. But every lightsaber feels different. Like those two lightsabers there, they felt different to me. So it changed up how I moved and how you execute your techniques. So if I ever come back, I would love to, I'm looking forward to rehearsing and coming up with some new stuff. And I have to speak to whoever's in charge. Do I do butterflies still? Can Maul still do it with the robot legs? Because I think he could, because he has that power of the dark side. And he could be even more powerful because of the robot legs, and more grounded. You know, so
I mean, we got a sledgehammer attached to each of your feet.
probably would do more axe kicks, like what, you know?
What's the key to an axe kick? What's most important in doing? Sorry, this is so indulgent for me, but what's the key to doing an axe kick?
The key to doing axe kick is hard and heavy and fast, I think. Yeah, it's like, the axe kick was invented so you come down on someone's shoulder like that. But I don't spar and I don't fight. But I just want to make it look fancy, like a blade, laser blazers come, blast coming. Move out of the way. Get out of the way.
So he's thought about it a little bit.
I want to be able to jump up and go like this, the Matrix style, and then catch a blade in my feet. I haven't done enough kicking in movies.
Crowd loves it, so you can do whatever you want. Go
I
ahead.
haven't warmed up yet, but I've got magic jeans on. I'm going to suffer tonight.
How hard was it on when you were on set? Because we know Obi-Wan got in trouble for making the lightsaber noises. Was it hard for you?
No, what happened was, but if you're, I don't know if he got into trouble, but we all made lightsaber noises. Like, if you ever watch the behind the scenes, if I ever get a chance to show you us rehearsing for Snake Eyes, it's me like going, so that's what we do. So if you've got a lightsaber, you're going to go. But I do a thing with my lips, even in wushu.
Use the microphone. Use the
We
microphone.
do this with lips. So I was going. You have to be careful. There's a couple of pictures you see me going. That's Darth Maul style.
They told me we got to wrap it up. Let's try to do two more, real fast.
Get me
real
carried
fast.
away.
So, we've discussed the Darth Maul lightsaber. Did you have any input on making it double-sided? And did they direct to you how to do a double-sided lightsaber? Because that was the first time anything other than the standard single-blade straight lightsaber.
I was born with a double-bladed lightsaber. I don't know if you know Monkey Magic, the TV show.
Yeah.
He has a
Well,
magic
monkey.
stick.
I think it was called Monkey in the States.
Yeah, so Monkey Magic. He'd pull out like his magic stick, and it was like a little twig, and it was a bow star. I was fascinated with that as a kid. So I was always breaking my mum's broomstick, mop, and spinning it around. But the length of the blade, the double-bladed handle, was originally a single-bladed handle. So when I landed the part, I was given the lightsaber, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. So I went to George, and very nervous, and he says, well, how can I help? And I said, I was hoping it would be wider, so I can keep it on my waist. Because I had all these ideas, like it's a lightsaber, I want to use wushu techniques, but I want to keep it on my body, and I knew I was going to do a lot of spinning, and keeping it on my waist, and spinning around, and blocking. And so he says, well, how about we just flip it, mirror it? And that's how we had the length of the hilt. But the double blade was always there. That was George's idea. You know? So by accident, luckily, I was this way, and that's why the hilt was the size of my waist, because I needed it to be doubled. Thanks everyone, may the force be with you. Live long and prosper.
Run, French.